Let's just, while it takes 20 seconds for this to start. 20 seconds, come on, I'm late already. Sorry, people. When you join, it will be time stamped anyway. And the feedback has caught up. So, oh dear, we're starting a bit quicker. Whoever joins. I've been so tired. And I've just got ready now. Basically, it's been a busy day. Not yesterday. Yesterday was a busy day. And we got back in really late. So today, sorry, let me just sort out this lighting. So today, we had like a lazy day and my son wasn't too well at the beginning of the day. But anyway, the energies of this week and how I've noticed it's impacted me is dreams. So, yeah, dreams. I've said that Neptune has recently entered Pisces. So dreams will become more potent, they'll become more noticeable, and for me that's what I've personally noticed this week. Basically I've been having dreams, and in my life it has happened. So what has happened in my dream, what has happened, thank you for joining, what's happened in my dream basically has been happening in my life. Like fragments of my dream has been happening, and I was like, whoa, that's Neptune in Pisces for you. And not only that, yesterday we buried my uncle. So and my cousin basically says that he passed away in December, the 4th of December, which is my brother's birthday. So he passed away then, and he got buried yesterday, sent off yesterday. My cousin said that he had said he passed away on a Sunday. Was it a Sunday? Yes, the 4th of December was a Sunday. And she says she had a dream, and he says, I've been building a house from Sunday until now. And then she says, oh, I want to come and see this house. And he says, no, you can't come to this house. And then he went, and this was in a dream. So that matched up as well with Neptune being in Pisces and the whole dream state basically. And I feel it was so interesting because this is nature. It's what's happening in the sky above our head. I found that so interesting because he appeared in the dream then at that point and time when Neptune entered Pisces, and the dream state is wild. And he specifically says, I've been building a house from Sunday until now. He passed on the Sunday, and that was the day he was laid to rest. So those are the energies I've noticed anyway with what's happening in the sky. So welcome, people. Welcome. Zaya, are you okay? I'm on live, sweetheart. So if it's not important, can you ask Nanny? Please. Like. Sorry, bear with me.
I brought my bottle upstairs. Now Nanny says, show them as her.
Oh, Zaya, you just drink out of your bottle that's in the room, please. Okay? Oh, please forgive me. I have my children, but sweetheart, it's time for bed. It's time for bed. I've started this later. Yes, darling. Anyway, people, welcome. So over here, we use the visible sky. So we are interpreting astrology, but we're not just looking at the circle chart. We look at the actual sky and see for ourselves where the planets, or luminaries as I like to call them, where they're actually wandering through. So it's different from mainstream astrology, but do not take my word from it. Make sure you download an app. I have to get rid of your beautiful face. Download an app. It's called Stellarium. I don't know if you can see that. It's called Stellarium. And this basically, it shows the where the stars are, just what's happening. As you can see, is that the sun? Is that the sun? Yeah, the sun's leaving It's leaving Aquarius and it's soon going to touch into Pisces. So we're going to be talking about that. So, yes, we use a visible sky over here, basically, not just a circle chart. So get the app so you can see for yourself. And then, of course, get the calendar as well, people. The calendar is ready. This may be showing up backwards for you. I don't know. Is it? No, it's not. It's not. It's showing fine. So get the calendar. The physical, no, the digital copy is available. And yes, you can like secure your physical ones. They are en route. They will be here very, very soon. And it goes from March to April. So you don't take my word for it. Download the app and get the calendar. So before we get into it as well, I know it's been a long start. It's been wild. The routine's been a bit off today because otherwise I would have been sleeping and I wouldn't have been distracted. But as I said from last week, we do finish on tarot, so make sure you stay till the end because I like to see if with what I've said, if the energies match up. Okay, so we will be doing that. Yeah, so without further ado, these are the positions of the luminaries. I'd like to get it in a circle at some point. We will at some point, but just not right now. So these are the positions of the luminaries. Just take a look. Okay, take a look because I'm already running late, but this is where they are. And we're going to go through the transits now and then we'll touch on the moon. So the transits that's happening this week is the sun is moving into Pisces. Can you see that? On the 13th. Mercury is moving into Pisces. I always look. I literally do this before and I always just have to look. I don't know why. 16th, and then on the 16th as well, Venus is moving into Aries. Okay, so yeah. So how I'm seeing this basically is starting with the sun. The sun I see as our ego. It is it's the lens that we operate through, our ego, and we attract experiences to us through our ego, and that's our reality. Basically, that's how we experience our reality. So it's like the sun, our ego, now is moving from the Aquarian lens and heading into Pisces. So our ego, in essence, would have been attracting things into our reality that was based around that electric Aquarius style. It would have been based on that. But now it's moving into Pisces. So Pisces, it's the delusional one. It's the delusional one. It is the romantic, the hopeless romantic. It is the very creative. Pisceans are creative because they've got that wisdom of everything, basically. So in essence, our ego now will be operating through the fish lens. I spoke a lot about like the Pisces fish in my last week's video. It's all timestamped, so you can literally just jump to it. But in essence, Pisces, it's the all, isn't it? It's the it recognizes the unity and the depth of all, basically, because it is the last zodiac. It is the end of the wheel, so it's got all of it in one. And I always like to see Pisces as it is the fish, the duality, the koi fish just spinning, just circling each other. It is that balance of energies, essentially. It's like you go through the you go through the whole wheel, and then when you're at the end, you've now balanced the energies to then step through that water birth into Aries as the new. You see what I'm saying? So I'm seeing now we would have, touching on Venus too, because Venus is moving from Pisces and going into Aries. So Venus, it's based on our values. It's what do we value within the material. yeah, within the material plane, what is your true value basically, and then that falls under love and money. So in essence, we would have been experiencing and recognize what do we value based on that Piscean lens. What do we hold valuable, and how would we like to experience our reality in the physical plane? Because Venus is the physical realm. It's a physical realm. So it's ruler, fueler of the 6th day. The 5th day. No, what day is it? The 6th day, basically. Yes, the 6th day, which 6 is material. So the sun now, after Venus was in Pisces, and you know, you've recognized more of, okay, this is what I find valuable, this is what I value, this is how I'd like to experience my physical reality, money, etc., and love. The sun is now moving into there to attract those experiences to you. Okay, and I'm hoping you're seeing my pattern, because as Venus moves into Aries, your values will now change. It will be in that fresh Aries. So all the things you've realized, oh, this is the depth that I've wanted to do, it will, my daughter's crying, they're arguing. Anyway, but it will, your values will go into Aries, and you'll start to recognize, okay, this is how I want to be fresh and new and experience. After you've leveled up, essentially, you've gone through that watery birth, you're going to begin to recognize how you would like, you know, first house, how you'd like to show yourself in the first house with your values after recognizing it here. Sweetheart, please, you two need to stop arguing. Come here then. If you want to come and sit on my lap, you can. Come on. Forgive me. Can you give me a minute? Because I don't understand these children. Please forgive me. Oh, sorry people. She's just gonna, they just argue, and it's like, you lot should be in bed, you should be sleeping. So anyway, normally they're just conked out, but we went to a funeral yesterday and we come back really late, so please forgive me. Where was I? So yes, the sun now will be attracting those experiences to you. Okay, and we're going to touch into Mercury, because Mercury being the messenger, being that it's God's messenger. It goes back and forth, it dances around the sun in the sky. That's why there's so many retrogrades during the year, because it's basically God's messenger. It will go forward, come back, get some more messages, and it basically does that in the sky. So that obviously moving from Aquarius into Pisces, I see the how. Because it is the messenger, I see that's where you'll get the how am I going to do this. So ego will begin to attract them experiences to you. Then you will begin to get messages, messages basically that will bring clarity on how you would go about this artistic, this very creative, this hopeless romantic love, depth, like seeing the depth and the unity in everything. And because I see Pisces, Pisces is a mutable sign, so it's adaptable, isn't it? So even in our communication style, the way we think, our thought process, it's the exchange of energy through communication. Mercury is, so it does rule money. It rules our thought process, how we think. Even it's our thought process, because it's an exchange of energy between your thoughts, basically. And then when you exchange energy and communications with people too, so that is Mercury, and it being in Pisces, that's when I'm seeing like the messages coming through potentially of the watery depth, and you may be just like, oh, in your communication and in your thought process, you may be more mutable, so more adaptable to change, essentially, more fluid. Something I've also noticed with Pisces energy within the crypto market, because that's what I'm about, it's quite lucrative, but Pisces is also quite weak. It is quite weak, but because it is so weak, more, it could be more lucrative, basically. So I'm seeing within the crypto market, particularly once Mercury enters there, I'm seeing expansion. Let's just put it like that, expansion. So that's what I'm seeing. How far are we? That's what I'm seeing happening with all of this. Our sun, our ego, will begin to attract these Piscean experiences to us. Mercury, the messenger, will begin to give us messages on how we would literally, the sun will attract experiences to us. So if it's like, okay, you're going to start talking to this person, or you happen to talk to this person, then Mercury will give you the messages, basically. And then as Venus goes into Aries, you will begin to recognize your value in how you would like to show up, first house, front house, basically, because Aries rules the first house, which is, it's like your image, what the world can see of you. So people may even be, you know, doing more exercises, working on their beauty, making sure they're eating better, sleeping better, all of those type of things. You'll probably realize more, this is what I'm valuing, I need to do this, etc., etc. And then that's basically going to give you a taster before the rest of these stuff enter Aries. Okay, so let's move now. If this makes any sense, people, I forgot to say, do give me a thumbs up. Where are we now? So the moon, movements of the moon now. So first things first, on the 15th, the moon, is it the 15th? Oh, is it? Bear with me. This is why people need the calendars. This is why we need the calendars, so get your calendars. Yeah, the 15th. So something I'm really paying attention to, and I know this looks small, people. In the new one, the numbers are bigger, but this one starts in April. Okay, so that's why this was just the first copy. But something I'm truly paying attention to is the half moons. Okay, because they're actually, it's important to just take note, because it is the shift in energy on the half moon. So basically you'd we'll be moving to more logical based, more rational thinking, instead of just like, this is my emotion, I'm gonna do it. And I'm not gonna lie, even today I've just been like, this is what I want to say, blah, blah, blah. So I'm doing it. And I've just done it because I'm moving by my emotions right now, you know what I'm saying? Whereas once that energy shifts, which will take place on the 15th, we will start to become more logical, more rational with how we move our energy, with how we interact and go about, because the moon is our internal self, so it is how we feel and how our emotions move us, basically. So it will be moving more logical based. But before that day, though, it is going to be in, sorry, so on the 12th, it's in Libra on that day. The 13th, we're moving to Scorpio. The 14th at about 1 p.m. GMT. So, like, if you're in America, that's about 7 in the morning or 8. I keep looking, and I already know Ohpiuchs, and then, oh damn, I've missed a date. The 15th is Sagittarius, and then the 18th it goes into Capricorn, if you can see that, hopefully. So yes, so how I'm seeing this now, obviously up until the 15th, which is we're still going to be moved by our emotions. Our emotions will be illuminated, because that's what it does. So you just trust your intuition during this phase. When the moon is illuminated, trust your intuition, basically, like 100%. And then when it's not illuminated, trust your logic and reason. Like, it's as simple as that. So in essence, this Libra energy, as it starts in, I see Libra as a really good creator. I see it as a good creator, because I see as the airhead, you bring it from the ethereal, from your mind, out into the plane of existence. You bring it into balance, into justice. So it is that scales, that balance. It's like, okay, what do you see in your head? Let's balance the energies to now experience it. So our emotions will be obviously illuminated in a way to be like, oh, okay, I can create like this. So if you're feeling creative, you go with the flow. Just go with the flow. And then as it goes into Scorpio, I often see, like, once you've thought, okay, this is what I want in my head and this is how I want it to be, you begin to work towards it, or you begin to implement or plant seeds. So even though it might not be something that starts and happens then, a seed could be planted here, basically, which will spring forth a bit later. But then it's like, once you now know and you begin to create that, you then have to shed off the old you, which is Scorpio. Okay, so then you can eventually experience what you've had in your head as the cycle goes round, because it circles, it spirals. That's all it does, over and over and over again. So then coming to the 13th now, which is the Monday, and that is the day the sun moves into Pisces. It's like, okay, we're shedding off this old. So you see, this is how I love the pattern of all this stuff. It's like we're shedding off this old as your ego will begin to attract different experiences to you. You see, it's like, okay, we're getting rid of the Aquarius lens. And now it's Pisces. And then as it's in Ohpiuchs, as it moves into Ohpiuchs, so again, this constellation isn't noticed much in mainstream astrology, but Ohpiuchs is clear in the sky, is beautiful, and it is the transmutator of energy. So it holds the serpent in the sky, and it's the healer, basically. It links to magnesium within the body, which is the generator of energy. So in essence, you are becoming new. So after you have that death and rebirth of Scorpio, you just, well, not necessarily death and rebirth, it's like, okay, this is my depth of me, and my depth is my strength, and it's about accepting that. And once you've like, okay, I've accepted that, your energy then changes to use that strength for your benefit. So that's what Ohpiuchs does after Scorpio's done its thing. And then of course now all of that, it's still in the illumination of the moon. It will then on the 15th, as the moon enters Sagittarius, the energy shifts. So pay attention, because I find this quite interesting. The energy shifts, and Sagittarius is the centurion, and it's like, okay, we're going in that direction. It's that higher perspective, higher learning. It is magical and mystical, so it can be a lot of mysticism and anything, you know, of that nature. And because Neptune is all in Pisces, there's a lot of Pisces energy. I feel it's just going to be heavy in that direction, to be fair. But as the energy shifts and you're now moving to a more logical and rational way of moving your energy, you will know that clear direction of where to go. So I still feel a bit confused every day, to be fair. I'm not going to lie. I do. But it may become clear then, and you'll know the direction. Okay, and then of course, as it touches into Capricorn, as you now know that direction, you're ready to set those solid foundations to be able to experience that in your reality. I see Capricorn as the perfect balance to set solid foundations, because it is half fish, half goat. Is it goat or ram? I can never remember. And so basically that's earth and water, that's physical and spiritual. So it is that balance. It is like, you know, kind of like Pisces, the two positive and negative, basically, in order to experience, to have that foundation to experience your creation. Okay, so that is what I'm seeing there. So essentially I've noticed this pattern as the luminaries shift. The moon is often in this whole transformation section, so I've noticed that. So I'm learning too, people. Like, I'm not out here saying this is what's going to happen. I'm learning, and I'm also open to anyone. I'm also open to anyone helping because if you have any findings or anything, it's just like, yo, we're learning, you know what I mean? We're just learning. So we're gonna go now onto the tarot before coming back to the present moment, but we're touching on the tarot just to see the general energies for next week. Okay, just the general energies. So we'll go from there. Whatever comes out, I'm not the best tarot reader, so whatever comes out just comes out. And what came out was the Tower, the Tower, and the Nine of Swords. So it wasn't reverse, it was just as it was. So I'm not quite sure the Nine of Swords, so bear with me. I'll find that. But the Tower, it is the 16th major arcana, so you can see the number out there, 16. So 1 and 6. And again, I find that interesting because the way I see numbers, I see numbers in my own way, in my own life. Stick around because there's going to be segments of like how I break down numbers and everything. But I see the 1 and the 6. I see 1 as the new structure in our reality, and I see 6 as the material plane. And not only that, but also I take the dimensions into it as well. So the 6th dimension is the infinite realm of possibilities. Every single possibility resides within the 6th dimension. So I'm seeing the 1 and the 6, and obviously that breaks down to 7 as well. So a structure within the physical plane, there's going to be a tower moment which will change your reality. Okay, and obviously the 1 and the 6 goes into 7 as well, and 7 is source, basically. It's completion. So something is going to change. I'm seeing there's going to be something that will bring about change. Let's read in the book what it says. Sudden change. That's the first thing it says. This is the book, people. But sudden change, it is, its astrological affinity is Mars. So again, that's interesting because Mars is the fiery planet. It's that passion. It's like, yes, we're doing this. That drive, what gets you going. So sudden change, external disruption, unexpected events or challenges, breakdown of the old, to welcome in the new, acceptance that no defense is totally secure, and learning to adapt and adjust, and chaos. Chaos, gosh, I don't know. Well, yeah, like a tower moment, like change coming in. If that resonates, let me know. And the Nine of Swords, Nine of Swords, and Nine of Swords is, oh gosh, sleepless nights. I'm not liking this. Guilt, overwhelmed with worries, wishing if only, regretting the past, obsessive thinking, refusing to forgive. So damn. Sometimes I don't like the tarot, but you know, this may come from whatever our emotions are bringing us through to do as the moon is illuminated, because I know I've already done some stuff. I know I've already done some stuff where I may be thinking, oh, shit. But it is what it is. We just follow the energies, and that's completely okay. But above everything anyway, tower moments, the whole energy right now is shifting. So even if we're thinking, oh damn, it's a tower moment anyway, and tower moments always bring in the new. It brings something in new, and there's a big change and shift in energy right now. So this makes absolute sense. There may be some regrets, whatever, but there's a tower moment ready for the new, because energies don't just shift and just everything changes like that. It kind of phases in, and Pluto moved, Saturn recently moved, so it's like, okay, as they pick up momentum, we'll be noticing more of these things. So, oh really? Oh wow. Oh gosh, I need my sleep, man. I need my sleep. I was not focusing today, and it's been terrible. But then again, I say I need my sleep, but I don't even sleep too tough like that. Okay, so breathe. We're going to come back to the present moment now. So in the present, the moon right now is sat in Virgo. And then also last week? Yeah, not last week, but it's just remembering that obviously the sun is still in Aquarius for a little bit, Mercury as well, and then Venus is in Pisces. So in essence, it's like right now the moon is in Virgo. You may be really contemplating on just like, okay, how am I going to thinking a lot, basically. That's what I see Virgo as. You want to know and make sure how you give yourself is the right way. So you be thinking of every angle, just every angle, like, should I do this? Thinking things through, basically. You're going through the sleepless night. Oh dear, it's coming in already. And yeah, of course, it is the last few days as well of this Aquarian energy. Not totally, because Saturn is still there, and it's there until 2025. It's there until 2025. But in like for the sun and everything, it is still that Aquarian energy. So up until the beginning of next week, essentially, your ego may still attract experiences to you of the Aquarian style. So that could bring about sudden changes, inspiration, innovative ideas, creative ideas, unique ideas too. All of these things could still come about. Changes in your finances as well. Or, you know, extra ideas on how you can implement your finances. All of that energy is still there. And as well, because Mercury, fueler of finances and stuff like that, will still be in Aquarius up until the 16th. So the way we exchange our energy, our thought process, and all of that, we could literally communicate with someone up until that point. That will be like, whoa, this will be amazing with my work, my big whatever direction you're going in. And then of course Venus, we're still valuing the depth. We're still valuing the depth before we're ready to live in the new and show it as our first house. We are still valuing what is true and deep and what's real. The fish, basically, Pisces fish. That's what we're valuing, more than likely, more than so. So yes, people, that is it. Remember, those are the energies. These are the cards, and make sure you get your calendar. Like, people, it's amazing for beginners because it will teach you it will teach you all the astrology basics, all the symbols, all the polarities, all the elements and everything, literally all in one place. And depending on what you do in your life, if you are like into the financial markets, the moon plays a big role in it. So of course it's all there that you can follow along too. And I will be sharing a bit more about like the financial markets in my lives too, or do separate videos, I don't know. But yeah, and also I'm going to be going live quite a few times this weekend. I don't have enough data to do like my longer form videos. I want to go over Pluto and Saturn. So I'm gonna just basically go live. The children aren't here, so I'm gonna use that time to go live and just go through it all. So either catch it on the replay or join it live. It's up to you. But I'm about. But anyway, thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you next week. Angel out. Bye.